What's going on? Big A coming at you with another video, and this one is about Sony Pictures because they've done a post during, well, Black History Month US, which is the shortest month of the year, whereas the UK one is in October, so we get quite a few more days. Not that it's a competition, but they did a post about Spider-Man, and, well, specifically Miles Morales Spider-Man. And yeah, it's received quite a bit of backlash from people for reasons that I'll go into in this video. If you're new here, do subscribe, do like, leave a comment and share as well. So they posted this little quote from Kemp Powers. Kemp Powers actually worked on Soul with Pixar, which brilliant movie, great movie. I think he was a writer on it, and I think he was the person who came up with the barbershop scene, which was actually a really good scene in the film. But anyway, on this post, it says, well, it's a quote from him that says, Miles Morales' story is proof of just how much more impactful the hero's journey can be when the hero looks like you. That's what they posted on the community tab for, well, hashtag Black History Month. And yeah, people responded to it in droves, and I don't think Sony expected the response that they got. So here's a response here that says, I never really cared about heroes looking like me and still don't, but Miles is still cool and relatable as a character regardless of how he looked, and the movie was awesome. Can't wait for more. The hero's journey done right will always resonate with people regardless of character's gender, race, sexuality, etc. That's pretty well put, to be honest. That's kind of more or less the same boat that I am in. I do think it's great to have loads of different characters from loads of different backgrounds. It doesn't necessarily mean we'll connect with the one that actually looks like us. It all depends as to what experiences you connect with. Essentially, it can be all of the above. You can relate to anything you want. I think the only kind of difference for me is that if a certain character of a certain background fails, it doesn't mean that people don't want to see that. It just means improve the character. And a lot of the times, like a lot of with these new characters that Marvel have done, for example, the ones in the comics that aren't selling very well, it's not the actual character's background that's the problem. It's the fact that they're not written as actual characters. Peter Parker resonates with me because he was a high school nerd. I'm Hispanic and Miles doesn't do it for me. My connection is and always will be with a character that has more of my personality. That's fair. That's a pretty fair point, to be honest. If he's a nerd and he sees more in a character that is a nerd as well, then of course he's going to connect to that character a lot more. Or she. I don't know if that's a he or she, but the name is Real King of Cream, so I'm assuming it's a he. We've got this comment here that says, Peter Parker / Spidey is my favourite hero of all time. I can't feel the same impact from his journey because I'm mixed and he's white. Looking like the character means nothing. Feeling what they feel, relating to their struggles, being part of their character's development in a way that actually benefits your own character. That's great writing. That's what's important, not the colour of the skin. Wasn't there a comic where Miles stated that he didn't like being known as just the Black Spider-Man? Like, I get that some people like the representation, but putting Miles in the category as the Black Spider-Man seems 2 steps backwards and limiting. I don't know, but if Miles was full Mexican and someone said, oh, he looks just like you, I'd be dumbfounded. Also, I get it's not a literal statement, but that's what the whole post is making it out to be. Even though I don't look like Peter, I feel that I relate to him the most. And what's funny is Into the Spider-Verse showed that Miles was an awkward kid who just wanted to creatively express himself, who wasn't a super genius. He seems just as relatable to someone who doesn't look like Miles either. I really don't care about the colour of the character. I relate to Peter Parker not because he's white, it's because of the struggles and what it means to be a hero, and the same thing as Miles, not because he's Black Latino like me, it's because I understand his struggles. Colour doesn't define anybody or make them more relatable. It's just the struggle and relatability of the struggle that's impactful for me. So there were tons of posts on the community post that I saw last night. I saw this last night, and yeah, all of this is from then. You can go to the Sony Pictures page and find the post, and there's, like, you can even pause this screen and you'll see that there's There's tons of comments like that. Really thinking about it, like, although I call this video a backlash, it's more a disagreement, I guess, because people are saying, look, I'm not the same as X character. I love that character regardless of who they are. And I love characters that are the same as me as well. But yeah, it's just people saying that pretty much. I've not seen anything saying kind of like the opposite. But I have gone into a few comments and seen people argue kind of different points, saying that it is more impactful for them. I mean, that's them essentially. Black people aren't a monolith. We're all going to have different opinions. White people aren't a monolith. No one's a monolith, so there's going to be loads of different opinions in there. Like I said, I'm in a school of I want to see everyone. I want to see everyone, and I want to see cool stuff from everyone. I'm not bothered about, XYZ. Obviously, there are certain stories where it is about what background someone's from, for example, but they tend to be set in the real world. There are allegories for things as well, obviously, that can happen. But yeah, even though people disagree with the statement, they're still saying that they love the movie and they love the character regardless as to what it looks like, which I think is actually a really good thing. Some people won't be happy with that because they'll feel that oh now you don't see color. You know what I mean? Oh well, if this and did it, and come up with all these other scenarios, and they'll go on about like race bending like characters and race washing characters different ways and XYZ and da. That's a separate situation, a separate conversation, in my opinion. But yeah, there's just loads and loads of the similar kind of posts, and it's still going on. It's still on the screen, and this was me scrolling for about 2 minutes as well. And they were all saying, "Look, I relate. I don't look the same, but I relate to Peter. I don't look the same, but I relate to Miles. I don't look like either of them. I relate to both." So yeah, and it's always a bit weird to me when these companies, they put out these things for things like Black History Month, and it's just like, you're a company. I don't trust you that much. I know that you're here just for money, and you are also here to create an image of, I don't know, forward thinking, for example. So they just do this just stuff to look good. They have to. It's all marketing at the end of the day, which is what it is. And it's kind of, well, not blown back in the face. It's more, yeah, people have just disagreed, and they've done it quite eloquently, I would say. I don't remember seeing anything like mean or stupid in there. Let me know as to whether you saw this post from Sony Pictures, or if you're going to check it out, and what you think of the statement made by Kemp Powers, whether you agree or disagree or not. I still like Kemp Powers. I think this film is going to be wicked. I think it's going to be awesome. Across the Spider-Verse. Do all the things, and as always, stick around and watch another video.